Thank you very much, PS. Our national government officials, led by PS Engineer Peter Tum, our county government officials, led by our CCs of Elgeyo Marakwet County, Uasin Gishu County, and Nandi County, the Federation of cyclists, professionals who are here, professional athletes or cyclists, as may say. Thank you very much, Nancy, for your remarks. Did I get the name right, Nancy? Right? Yes, sorry. I had something and I thought maybe I got it wrong. And sponsors who are here, partners for the state. Good morning, everyone. Good morning again. This is supposed to be a very brief event to just bring the country up to speed as to what is going on. As very well been captured as a country, we are renowned for producing world-class athletes, particularly in endurance sports. It is only fitting that Kenya has been chosen to host the 2024 Africa Road Cycling Championship. We are a nation with deep passion for sports, and this event offers us the opportunity to further showcase our ability to organize major international competitions. And as part of the curtain raiser of the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations, such competitions gives us the opportunity to showcase our ability and capacity to host these events. As we broaden our participation in global sports discipline, it's important to note that Kenya did not present any cycling team for the Paris Olympics 2024, except for one in Paralympics. This indicates the need for a more strategic focus on developing our cycling talent to compete globally. We are inspired by individuals like Binyam Gilme Hailu, an Eritrean professional cyclist who made history at the 2024 Tour de France by winning the green jersey and becoming the first African rider to win a stage at the Tour. His achievement serves as a beacon for Africa, showing what's possible when investing in cycling. And I'm told he's going to be there. So if you want to see him face to face, please be in the 3 counties of Elgeyo Marakwet, Uasin Gishu, and Nandi over the coming the other week during this very important event. And as let me just emphasize that we are going to make sure that we give opportunity to all our sports people in all sectors, not just football and rugby and volleyball and athletics. We're also going to open door for many of our other athletes to participate in these very important events globally. By hosting this prestigious championship, Kenya is once again reaffirming its status as a sporting powerhouse on the continent, not just in athletics, but increasing in cycling as well. We are proud to welcome cyclists from across Africa to compete on our soil in the challenging yet beautiful terrains of Kapsabet, Eldoret, and Iten, known as the Source of Champions, City of Champions, and Home of Champions, respectively. The last time I met Chris Vroom, some years back, it was in Iten. So if he trained in Iten and went to win 4 global championships, I think that we have an opportunity for us to produce the next world champions in this very important event. And I think there is a room for us to do so. The choice of the 3 counties was not by accident and was not influenced by the cabinet secretary. It was chosen by this federation themselves because of the high altitude and because also our event organizer Golazo has been present in the 3 counties for many years, and as a result, I've understood the terrain and the opportunity. That's the same. That's what's happening in Rwanda. That's also, I'm told, what's being planned in Uganda in the high altitude areas. And I want to encourage our athletes to very much take advantage of the opportunity that comes with this very important event. And I also want to say, we want the three counties not just to say that they are source of champions, home of champions. We want to see those champions on the streets of Uasin Gishu, Nandi, and Elgeyo Marakwet. We want to, invite as many Kenyans as possible to be present and cheer our teams and cheer this very important sport as one way of inspiring the world to see that we love cycling. But if we leave it to just the cyclists that are on the road alone and there are no people across the road, then, along the road, then people will say it wasn't worth being hosted in our country. Please come out in big numbers as citizens of the three counties. And I do not know whether our three counties understand what is going to happen. I really hope they do. And I hope the leadership of the three counties at the top have had a sitting from the governor to the entire CECs, to the entire county executive committee meeting, should actually leave everything else and prepare for this very important event. I hope so. I hope you know that with the presence of national and international media, this is an opportunity to showcase all that the CEC of Nandi had really worked very hard in Elgeyo Marakwet to preach about their counties. You don't need now to preach. You just need to bring people out, and organize very well your banners properly, work with the sponsors to make sure that you have this very one opportunity to market our country first. For me, I speak about country, but for you, you speak about your counties. So as you work about your counties, for me, my picture is that when the world sees, they say, where is this? We say it's Kenya. They will come and find out the details later when they arrive in Kenya, where Iten, where Kapsabet, and where Eldred is the details. But really, our hope is that we partner together to make sure this is a big event for our tourism. I will be reaching out to the Ministry of Tourism, my colleague C.S. Miano, so that again we tap in together to the opportunities that are available in this very important event. It's a big thing. Cycling is a big thing. Just like running is a big thing in Kenya, cycling in the world is a very big thing, and this is really great opportunity. I want to implore also our media houses to create time for athletes here, the federation, the sponsors, to just be available and appear before your shows to explain what's happening, because through that we are going to inspire a younger generation that are going to take up cycling as a sport. As a ministry, as I said, we want to broaden this sector. We are also intending to put more emphasis and effort in supporting the sports infrastructure and sports development. Now, we cannot, and I say this in Bunge, and I want to repeat here, we cannot continue having sports as a social function supported by government. If we just look at sports as just a social function, we will not be able to unlock the economic benefits and the employment benefits that comes with sports. Sports must be seen as business. It must be seen as development of a trade and business and a service like any other sector. If we see and invest in sports the way it should be and organize these sports, it should be able to employ so many people in the country. And that's why, in terms of, I really want to see, the government of Kenya is putting considerable amount of money to organize this event. But I want to see the private sector to exit us, to put something better. And in the next events, we should not be having the government being here. It should be sponsors coming from, it should only be left to the government of Kenya to sponsor its athletes who are participating in the event. But the sponsorship of the event itself should really attract enough advertisements and enough business opportunities for the private sector to invest. When I said in Parliament the other day that we should not, as a country, be having stadia and sports facilities owned by government. I meant it, and I repeat, it should not be the case that a government of Kenya puts a building of a stadium 20, 30, 40 billion. That money would have gone to education, it would go to health, it would go to something else. If we organize sports well as a business, it is the private sector which should own these facilities, including the stadia. They're the ones who should be owning, leasing out. We will use them in events, but day to day, they are making money out of those facilities. So private sector in Kenya, please, let us sit down. I will be organizing a roundtable meeting to see how the banks, the corporates in this country, and the various investors in this country can be given an opportunity to participate in sport. And that's why, when I came to office, and even before I came to office, I insisted that the only way we can build confidence in the sports management and development is by making sure that the federations are being run professionally and in an accountable manner, so that it can give confidence to somebody to put their money into a federation. They must be able to see what is that money doing to develop the sport and what is it doing to make a return to the common mwananchi in Kenya. That is the direction we are moving, including in cycling, including in all the other federations that we are moving in. I understand, Nancy, you talked about the equipment is expensive. We will make sure that our competitors who are going out there will be supported to see how they can get better equipment. But again, as I said, if the private sector was active and alert in that sector, buying bicycles for our athletes should be something that is possible. You also raised the question of taxation. I really didn't think that bicycles were being now taxed. But if that be the case, I will take up with the Ministry of Finance to see whether in the next finance bill we should be able to remove some of the taxes. Unfortunately, the other finance bill also collapsed, and it had certain benefits that were removing certain taxes, I remember, that were related to not cycling, though, but in other areas of the economy. I know the challenge in Kenya, because I just come from the Ministry of Roads and Transport. The biggest issue is having cycling routes in the country. We know that 42% of Nairobians walk or cycle, yet a lot of energy is being put on building roads that do not have cycling paths. What Kura has been able to do in the Nairobi city is just to create a walking path. The next stage of our development is to make sure that there's designated cycling paths in the city. But I want to request to all motorists in Kenya to really respect the cyclists. You know, respect those who are using the road, because we have lost very prominent persons and cyclists in the city of Nairobi and other parts of the country who are being knocked by vehicles. And every year we report about 200-300 people who die who are cyclists in our roads. And I think this is not a good thing. We need to make sure that safety for our cyclists and opportunity for our cyclists to train, we must create that environment that makes sure that they can be able to use the road. And finally, I think that I want to say that this work that is happening, this hosting, would not have been possible without the collaboration of the counties, the 3 counties of Nandi, Elgeyo Marakwet, and Uasin Gishu. And I want to thank the CCs. They are extremely passionate about their counties. Thank you very much for pitching for your county. Your involvement has been instrumental in preparing for the venues, coordination, logistics, ensuring security, and mobilizing local communities. We thank you for the unwavering support and dedication. We are also partnering as national government with the Ngao team in the interior to make sure that security is assured, and also partnering with the roads ministry, roads and transport ministry, to make sure that the blocking of the roads and the designation of the roads is well done. I must also recognize the local organizing committee in those 3 counties and the team that we are going to piece together to make sure that they are going to work with this team to deliver this important event. To all the sponsors, I hope we will have time in Eldoret, one of this morning or evening, to recognize you properly and to also tell the people of this country the good work you are doing. I would like to leave it there and to say that really I encourage. Wacha nirudie kwa Kiswahili. Tunaomba Wakenya wajitokeze kwa wingi sana, kwa sababu nafasi hii ni nafasi ya kipekee na utokelezea mara moja. Yeah? Inatokelezea mara moja kwa miaka mingi. Yeah? Unapata nafasi kama hii kwa pengine nchi za Afrika ni 54 kupata nafasi ya what is the Kiswahili word for hosting? Ya kuandaa mchezo huu sio rahisi. Ni kazi ya maana sana na kwa utalii yetu na kuhakikisha kwamba tunawasaidia vijana wetu wapate nafasi ya kujipatia riziki kwa maisha yao ya baadaye. Kwa hivyo ninawaomba sana Wakenya, haswa wale wako katika county za Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, Bungoma, Kakamega, Nakuru, wale ambao wako county hizi 3 na county zenye jirani kama West Pokot mpaka Turkana. Hii ni nafasi kubwa sana ya kuja kushangilia timu yetu na kuja pia kushiriki kuangalia vile mchezo huu unaweza kuchezwa. Kwa hivyo asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Kwako Nancy, niliona umeniambia hii kazi ni ngumu sana, hata jino imeenda. Ninajua mahali penye hiyo inaweza wekwa pamoja, so tuongee na wewe. Ninajua because hata nitarudisha yangu siku nyingine. So tutasaidiana pamoja. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Thank you very much.